Welcome everyone to the 71st Annual Father of the Year Awards Luncheon. We're delighted to be donating proceeds of today's luncheon to Save the Children's U.S. program. To date, the Council has donated nearly $32 million to deserving family-related charities.
I'd like to thank the National Father's Day Committee, the Fathers and Mothers Day Council, and the Sani Family Foundation for this honor.
This award truly means a lot to me and to my family. I am proud to be recognized by an organization with such profound mission.
So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank the committee. Honoring fathers is a wonderful thing to do and extraordinarily important.
This award is the most important to me because it's about the most important thing. It's about family.
All the fathers in the house, stand up. Give yourself a round of applause. Nothing beats the title of Father of the Year. This is the most prestigious award.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Orwig. I have the honor and privilege of standing here today as the chairman of the National Father's Day Committee. At this time, I'd like to ask you all to please rise for the singing of our national anthem by Sergeant Alexis Cole.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, and the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Alexis. That was fantastic. Welcome everyone to the 71st Annual Father of the Year Awards Luncheon. What a turnout here today. Over 700 in attendance. Seeing a lot of familiar and friendly faces in the crowd. We've seen a lot of new faces, which is really fantastic. Today's event is a huge success. We're ending up to be top 5 in history, and it's a 71-year history. So thank you all for the support. We couldn't do it without you. I would like to personally thank everyone here in attendance today for your support as we celebrate the Father's Day holiday, and congratulate the 2012 Father of the Year honorees: Oscar Feldenkrais, Ren Levy, Shaquille O'Neal, and John Thane, and this year's All-Star Dad, Christopher Valerian. I'd also like to welcome back our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Mark Shriver, a 2008 Father of the Year honoree. During today's extremely difficult times, we're honored that everyone here has decided to take a break from their busy schedules and recognize these deserving fathers, whose strong dedication to their families, careers, and public service are representative of what today's parents should aspire to achieve. Each of this year's honorees has been faced with their own obstacles and challenges along their journey, and yet continue to triumph through it all with remarkable strength, courage, and dignity. Since 1931, when the Father's Day Council was organized, we've paid tribute to more than 450 outstanding dads. We're pleased to have some of them here with us today. If I could please ask you to rise as I call your name: Mr. Ronnie Wurzberger, Alan Sirkin, Ken DeWayne, Mark Shriver, Michael Satola, George Feldenkrais, Joe Rivers. Is Joe Abood here? Thank you, gentlemen. We're honored to have you with us today. There's Ken. But honoring great dads and raising the profile of this important celebration is not our only mission. We have another main objective, and that is philanthropy. The National Father's Day Committee is part of the Father's Day Mother's Day Council, a not-for-profit organization which channels funds raised by annual awards luncheons to help meaningful philanthropies with issues affecting fathers, mothers, and children. To date, the council has donated nearly $32 million to deserving family-related charities, which includes more than $4.2 million in 2011 alone. Today, in a time where underprivileged children need our help more than ever, we're delighted to be donating proceeds of today's luncheon to Save the Children's U.S. program, which has a track record of providing hope for those who need it most. With that, I'd like to introduce today's Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Mark Shriver. He says good luck. There's a long bio here. Senior Vice President of Save the Children's U.S. programs. Mark has developed Save the Children's early childhood development, literacy, and health programs, which benefit more than 70,000 children living in some of the most impoverished regions in the United States. In 1988, Mark founded the Innovative Choice Programs, which serves delinquent, at-risk youth through intensive community-based counseling. He subsequently created the Choice Jobs Program, a private nonprofit that trains, places, and supports former Choice clients in jobs. Mark then also created the Save the Children's Domestic Emergency Rooms program in 2005 to ensure the safety and well-being of children before, after a disaster strikes. He led a national coalition that convinced Congress to create the National Commission on Child and Disasters and was appointed to the commission by Senator Harry Reid. He was then elected chairperson by his fellow commissioners and served in that role from 2008 to 2011. Previously, Mark was a member of the Maryland House of Delegates from 1994 to 2002. He and his wife Jeannie are proud parents of their 3 children, Molly, Tommy, and Emma. And additionally, Mark recently wrote a memoir called A Good Man, Rediscovering My Father, Sergeant Shriver, which was published this month. You will find signed copies on each table, and we have additional copies in the back for those of you who don't receive one. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mark Shriver.
Good afternoon. Is there anybody out? Good afternoon. Everybody, all right. Dan was putting me to sleep with my own resume, so I'm sure he knocked the rest of you out as well. Thank you for that very kind introduction. Today is a great day. I mean, we're here celebrating almost $32 million raised for charities since 1978, and I want to say, as someone who has run nonprofits, has been in the private sector, been in politics, and run nonprofits, that is an amazing amount of dough. So thank you very, very much to everyone for coming today. We've got titans of fashion, titans of the arts, titans of finance, and titans of sports and entertainment. And the story of Christopher we'll hear about in just a couple of minutes. We've got a great lineup today, so I can't wait to get into it. I want to just say 1 or 2 words about what Save the Children does here in the United States, and then we're going to pop on a very quick video. As Dan mentioned, we work with about 75,000 kids here in the United States with early childhood education programs and physical activity and nutrition programs. As you all undoubtedly know, the poverty numbers in this country are at historic highs, and they're at historic highs particularly for kids. Almost 1 in 4 kids, almost 25% of the kids in this country live in poverty. And Save the Children is working in over 200 communities with kids, with those children and their families. Almost every kid that we work with is living in poverty all across this country. We run early childhood home visiting programs for the youngest kids 0 to 5 years of age, and then in-school, after-school, and summer literacy programs for kids up to 3rd grade. If a child is not reading at grade level by the end of 3rd grade, that youngster is going to have a tough time getting through elementary school, high school, or any academic career after that. So it's critical that we focus early, that we make sure that the kids are academically ready for school when they're entering kindergarten, and then on par at the end of 3rd grade. And then the physical activity and nutrition component is essential in this country because almost 1 in 3 kids now today is either overweight or obese. So it's a huge epidemic, and the kids that we work with, it's almost 1 in 2, 50% of the children. Dan mentioned our work also in disaster preparedness, response, and recovery. We work very closely with the Red Cross and with FEMA to make sure that children are taken care of when it comes to planning for a disaster like a Katrina or Rita or the wildfires that swept through Southern California about 4 or 5 years ago, and then making sure that they're taken care of after the camera lights are gone. So I want to just turn this video on, and again, thank you all very, very much for the dollars raised today, for designating it to our work here in the United States where so many families are struggling to make ends meet. And I can't wait to get on with the program. So thank you very much. We'll roll the video. Appreciate it.
In terms of poverty in our country, often people hide in plain sight. In 2008, 1 in 5 kids in America was living in poverty. Now it's 1 in 4.
Nobody's opposed to investing in kids on paper, but when push comes to shove, kids aren't getting the dollars.
Just because poverty has always been with us doesn't mean it always has to be. Giving all kids a quality education is the key to breaking the cycle of poverty in the United States.
I like my plant a lot.
You can hear it in their voice that they feel like reading is something that they can do.
Our early childhood and literacy programs help schools and families give kids a fair chance in life.
I like to read because I have a smart brain.
I didn't like to read all that much, but once I come here, it was fun doing all the stuff that we had to read.
We'll be delighted to hear your thoughts this morning.
Children in our literacy programs improve their reading skills as much as if they had attended an extra 4 months of school per year.
Save the Children, what they have done for us has really made reading fun.
Ultimately, it's results that matter most.
We're in areas where there's not a lot going on in the community, and this is a safe place, a safe environment for the kids to go to.
Save the Children has been very effective in the classroom. We're able to integrate more reading into our curriculum because of Save the Children.
All kids should have books to read and chances to learn. Whether you're 7 years old or 70 years old, you can help give every kid a chance to succeed.
We're raising awareness that will galvanize the American people to invest in kids. We're reaching the most powerful media outlets every day.
Kids can buy the Valentines and the money goes to U.S. programs, and it's about raising awareness of poverty.
Brianna, I understand that this program has helped with your self-confidence. Is that right?
I was not reading really good, and now I am president of my school.
Literacy could be the ladder out of poverty. If you're going to change things, you have to jump in there and roll your sleeves up and start.
We will be in all 50 states by 2015, empowering kids from the farmlands of California to the shores of Maine.
Mark, these numbers, almost 44 million people living below the poverty line. Why do we need to know that? That is a bummer, okay?
When you look at putting a man on the moon, it's the fact that the country has rallied around a cause. And I think we can do that with eradicating poverty. There's always been poverty in this country, there's no doubt about it. But if we mobilize as a country, we can help kids lift themselves out of poverty.
It's really fantastic. We're proud to support Save the Children's U.S. programs with the proceeds of today's luncheon. Okay, after that video, it's now time for a little participation from all of you. We hope that we can tug on your hearts a little bit this afternoon. On your tables, you'll find not a donation card, but a donation postcard. We're pleased to offer a way to honor someone special in your own lives. I'm sure we all have someone we feel deserves to be Father of the Year. A father, a grandfather, a friend, or a brother. You can honor him by making a donation to Save the Children, and we'll mail him this fantastic postcard. It's really a great way to show someone special you care. Now, a little side note, I was at the Mother's Day luncheon a couple weeks ago. If Lori's here, great job, fantastic event, and they had these postcards, and I filled one out and made the donation and sent it to my mom. A couple days later, she got it in the mail, and the reaction I got was just fantastic, better than any Mother's Day present I had gotten her. And, made me feel real good. But what it really did was projected me to the number one son in the family. And, my siblings weren't too thrilled about it. And one of them's here with me today. Peter, you can take care of Dad today and get back into the ranks, okay? So thank you all for your generosity. All right, now for the thank yous. I'd like to thank a few people who have made today's event possible. First and foremost, I'd like to extend my sincerest appreciation and gratitude to our sponsors. Now, this list is very long. Dana, it's very small, too. Perry Ellis International, PVH, Kohl's as the co-chair sponsors. Platinum sponsors, Peerless Clothing, the Sani Family Foundation, and Ross Stores. The gold sponsors, G3 Apparel, GQ Magazine, Itochu Prominent, Lord & Taylor, TGX Companies, Truck Fit Sportswear. The silver sponsors, Burlington Coat Factory, Clark's Company, Isako International, Macy's and Bloomingdale's, Moorcraft Apparel, Oxford Industries, Sean John, VF, Ralph Lauren, Fishman Tobin, Dillard's, and Phallic Fashion Group. So thank you all for making this event so special today. I would also like to personally, let's give a round of applause for those sponsors. Most important. I'd also like to personally thank my incredible Father's Day committee, which I've named the All-Star Team. It's been an honor to serve on this committee with you all. Your dedication, hard work, and commitment has been an inspiration. In alphabetical order, Rick Beckerman, Frank Chalou, Stuart Goldblatt, Jonathan Greller, Michael Haskell, Jordan Kingston, Michael McMullen, Malcolm Robinson, Paul Rosengard, Sunil Sani, Glenn Shannon, Nancy Schmidt, Mark Schneider, Aaron Spiewak, Billy Sussman, Jeff Tweedy, Rich Wurzberger, Matthew Youngs, Joan Reeves, and certainly, last but certainly not least, our executive director and my crutch for the last 12 months, Mr. Dana Verrill. So, please. I'd also like to thank GQ for sponsoring our All-Star Dad contest, as well as designing and producing today's invitations and the program. All right, I'm almost done. Finally, as I hope you've seen, we're conducting an online silent auction this year, a big tech jump for the event. We have some great experiences up for bid, a fantastic Super Bowl experience, the New York experience, as well as some other great items. On your table, you'll find details for each experience and instructions on how to bid, and the bidding's open until 11 o'clock tonight. So the best thing is, if you all have smartphones, you can bid right at the table. So we're expecting some bidding wars as we're keeping track up here. Lastly, I'd like to offer some gifts. One special person at the table. If you look underneath your coffee cups, someone will be lucky enough to find a pin. The pin is part of the gift, but not all of the gift. That represents the person who wins the lovely centerpieces. So with that, I invite you all to please enjoy your lunch. Thank you. I would like to call someone special to the podium. He is the president of the Mother's Day, Father's Day Council, last year's chairman, a great leader, and a friend to all of us, Mr. Stuart Goldblatt.
I'd like to thank Dan Orwig and Dana Verrill for doing a fantastic job the first year for both of these gentlemen, and this council is in good hands with them. Today there's a book on your tables written by Mark Shriver about his father, Sergeant Shriver. The title of the book is A Good Man. Sergeant Shriver was a good man. And as you will read, if you don't already know, Sergeant Shriver was an American hero. Mark Shriver is my friend. Mark Shriver is also a good man. His work, especially on behalf of Save the Children USA, is legendary. In addition to honoring the 4 great dads up here on the dais, we are also pleased to honor the 2012 Ashok Sani All-Star Dad. Ashok Sani was my friend, and Ashok Sani was a good man too. Ashok is the beloved husband to Shalu and the most devoted father to Suraj and Monish. While he considered his family to be his calling, he also had a deep commitment and equal recognition to all. His interest in ethics, truth, love, peace, nonviolence, compassion, and moral and social responsibilities all live on through the Ashok Sani Scholar in Residence program at NYU, New York University, and the Ashok Sani All-Star Dad Award, both of which are underwritten by the Sani Family Foundation. To give you an example of what great moral ethics Ashok Sani had, there's a story that when music was free on the internet, his children asked him, "Dad, I can get it free, I don't have to pay for it." And Monish and Suraj were abjectly denied the right to download pirated music. I think that clarifies to me in every single aspect of his life and his family's life and his children's life and everyone he touched, his moral ethics. That's a true story, isn't it, gentlemen? Yes? Okay. All right. I thought he was just making a point to me, but I should have probably checked that first. So, in the spirit of the Ashok Sani All-Star Dad Award and not pirating music on the internet, I would like the honors of every hardworking father to be recognized today through the All-Star Dad Award. After reviewing thousands of essays sent from all over the United States as part of the writing campaign sponsored by the National Father's Day Committee and Gentleman's Quarterly GQ magazine and the Sani Family Foundation, the committee selected this year's winner, Christopher, call me Chris, Valerian. Don Desmelik, the author of the essay, I would like to invite you up to the podium now to read the essay for the All-Star Dad, the Ashok Sani winner, Christopher Valerian. Go ahead, Don.
Hi, good afternoon. Chris Valerian is a truly amazing mom-dad. His 4 daughters came up with this title to describe the many hats their single dad wears. At home, he's a short-order cook, housekeeper, landscaper, play date coordinator, shoulder to cry on, taxi service, motivator, role model, homework helper, cupcake baker, and coach. Yes, in his spare time, he and his girls train for adventure races. At work, he's a physician who helps run a hospital, a consultant and an innovator, a teacher and a healer. At church, he is a confirmation mentor, religious education teacher, and altar server coordinator. Between all that, he's also on the Board of Health, a PTA treasurer, a 9/11 Tribute Center volunteer, and a member of the Urban Search and Rescue Team in New Jersey, and also an emergency services training instructor. He and his daughters have faced tremendous challenges, but through it all, he's remained a beacon for them. So that others may live is truly his motto, and he truly would do anything, and as the list above suggests, does everything for his family, friends, and his community. Thanks.
Now, Christopher Valerian, will you please come to the podium and receive your award?
Thank you, everyone. Just have a few comments. I'd like to thank the National Father's Day Committee, the Fathers and Mothers Day Council, and the Sani Family Foundation for this honor. And I was privileged enough this morning to hear a little bit more from a personal perspective about Ashok Sani. And again, I'm humbled to be given an award that's in his honor. So thank you again. I'd also like to thank my family and friends who are at table 10, without whom none of what I do could be done. And my brother and sister who couldn't be here today because they have family commitments. are, together with the people at the table, really help me do what I do on a daily basis. I want to thank Dawn for nominating me, and just a quick aside about that. So I'm a subscriber to GQ, wherever GQ is, love the magazine. Was reading it a couple months ago, and Dawn was looking over my shoulder saying, what's all that about? And she saw the Father's Day contest advertisement, and unbeknownst to me, had taken the magazine out of the garbage and wrote the essay and sent it in, and then afterwards said, oh, by the way, I nominated you. So thank you for that, Dawn, despite my trepidation. In my bio, you'll see that the girls do call me Mom, Dad, and you may think that's a bizarre thing. Let me just give you 30 seconds on how that came about. A few years ago, there was a cartoon called Cat Dog that's on television. And so I was watching it with my daughters, and the youngest one said, I don't get this cat dog. It was like half cat, half dog thing. And so I was explaining what it is. It's a little bit dog and a little bit cat. And she looks and she goes, kind of like you, a little bit mom, a little bit dad. And then it kind of stuck. So that's been our sort of family inside joke ever since. So I thought that was interesting. And I get oft asked, and a lot of times I get asked, what's your secret? And the two things I tell people are time management. I have 2 whiteboards with this month and next month. Everybody has their color, and if it's not on the board, it's not happening. And the girls all know that. But the other one is, I think, even more important, which is to involve my daughters in everything I do in as much as I possibly can, whether it's working out, whether it's nutrition, whether it's teaching, in whatever activities we can do together. I will admit, with a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old, sometimes it's hard to find a movie we all agree on, but nonetheless, it's really involving them in my life and mine and theirs. I think that's really the key to success for this. So just in closing, I've gone to school for a lot of years. I have many initials after my name, and I meet people all the time, and they say, what do you do? And the first thing that comes out of my mouth is I say, well, I'm a father, regardless of all the other stuff. So with that, I'd just like to say, Anna, Christina, Julia, and Emma, I really thank you for the opportunity, for allowing me to be your mom, dad, and I thank God every day for you, because without you, I would be nothing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our MC, Mr. Mark Shriver.
All right. I turned to Oscar and I said, thank God I don't have to follow Chris after that, and then I realized I do. That was unbelievable. I wrote down Mom, Dad. I mean, I thought my father, I wrote a book about my father because I thought he could balance family and friends and faith and commitment to the country. Oh my God, your list of accomplishments is exhausting, and it's really incredibly impressive, so thank you. I said to Oscar during lunch, I have no idea, I'm not prepared at all, I just flew in from Miami, I don't know what to do. And he goes, do what you did last year, you were very funny. And I said, well, they asked me to replace George Stephanopoulos with like 10 minutes notice, so I just ad-libbed. And I really screwed up Jim Boheim's name, or whatever his name was. So he got all upset, and I understand that he's never corresponded with the Father of the Year award since that event. So I said to Oscar on the way up here, I said, how do you pronounce your last, is it Feldenkrais, Chris? He said, just say whatever you want. So thank you for giving me that permission to call you whatever I want to call you. So this is a great honor. I got this award, which was truly undeserved a couple of years ago. But it really touched me because my dad had gotten the award in 1964. And as I tell my brothers and sister, that was the year I was born, which not only shows why he was a great dad, but is directly attributable to me, which irritates the hell out of them, which makes me very happy. But it really does mean something to me because I know that my father was here, whatever that was, 48, 49 years ago. And Oscar, who I'm going to introduce in just a second, also shares that honor with his father. So as Chris talked about fathers and the most important thing you can be in life after you're called many other things, mom, dad, whatever, teacher, paramedic, it's unbelievable your listing, but the most important thing is father. So I'm excited to introduce Oscar, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Perry Ellis International, Vice Chairman and President. We had a chance to talk during lunch. His story is pretty amazing, coming from Cuba, Havana, Cuba, when he was 1 year old. He graduated from the Hebrew Academy in Miami Beach, North Miami Beach High School, and attended the University of Miami. At the beginning of his high school career, he became interested in and worked in the apparel field whenever the opportunity arose, and he took a special interest in design, merchandising, and sales. In 1980, Oscar joined what was then Supreme International as an account executive, and in 1988 introduced the company's first major brand, Natural Issue. The line of casual shirts, sweaters, and pants soon became the leading label in men's sportswear. In 93, Supreme International completed its initial public offering on NASDAQ, and with the infusion of cash, enabled them to buy the rights to Perry Ellis and change the name of the company to Perry Ellis International. The listing of awards that Oscar has had are also very, very numerous, both local and national civic causes, including the Kosher Food Bank, United Way, Israel Bonds, and the Young Presidents Organization, which he's involved. And he's done an amazing amount of work and is an advisory member of the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. Oscar recently received the National Human Relations Award given by the American Jewish Community, the 2008 Entrepreneur of the Year Award from Wharton School of Business, and the 2012 award from the Kids in Distress Situation, the Kids Organization, which is a great organization. Oscar has been happily married to his wife Ellen for 30 years. Couple resides in Miami Beach, right down the street from my brother Anthony. They have 3 beautiful daughters, Jennifer, Erica, and Stephanie. And this young-looking guy is actually a grandparent. He's got 2 granddaughters, Haley and Elizabeth. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Oscar Feldenkrais as a 2012 Father of the Year.
Ronnie, you don't have to worry. Frank is inputting the order right now as we speak, okay? And Mark, if you want a lesson on how to pronounce Feldenkrais, after I'll give it to you, okay? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to sincerely thank the Father's Day Committee for this award, for which I am truly humbled to receive. I am proud to be recognized by an organization with such profound mission, benefiting the Save the Children Foundation and their important service to the underprivileged youth of America. It is a great honor to be here, surrounded by so many people who have touched my life. My best wishes to all the esteemed honorees, Reynold, John, and Christopher, for your work and philanthropy speaks volume. And Shaq, we all definitely have big shoes to fill. We miss you down in South Florida during the championship season, and hopefully the Miami Heat will continue their winning streak. I'm not getting a lot of claps. Go Knicks or Celtics? When I learned that I was receiving this recognition, it came with significant personal meaning, as my own father, my best friend George Feldenkrais, was also bestowed with the Father's Day and Milton Margolis Humanitarian Award in 2005. I am extremely fortunate to have a father who is a visionary, a leader and a man of true character. His steadfast conviction and kindness have made him the true winner in life. I reflected upon his guidance, his patience, love, and compassion, leading me to think carefully about what it means to be a father in today's fast-paced society. It is increasingly more challenging to balance work and life, to be able to be successfully provide for your family and be there when they need you most. Running a publicly traded family business along with my father and mentor, we know the difficulties and challenges of managing responsibility, both professionally and personally. The guidance my father has provided me throughout the years served as an inspiration as I too became a father. Blessed with 3 beautiful daughters, Jennifer, Erica, Stephanie, who I thank God for every day and could not be more proud of. My blessed family has grown even more recently, now delighted by the addition of my gorgeous granddaughters, Haley and Elizabeth. With all these fabulous women in my life, I'm going to be working for a long time to come to pay for these fashionistas, bat mitzvahs, college tuitions, weddings, and so much more. There's an old proverb that a father carries a picture where his money used to be. And there's nothing I'd rather carry through life than my amazing family. They are the reason for my existence. They are what keeps me going every single day. But being a good father is not a job done alone. To my wife, Ellen, my life and my love for 34 years, without you next to me, I could never be the kind of father that I always dreamed of being. You have allowed me the security to continue fulfilling these dreams. You are my inspiration, my reason for living. And although I travel extensively, I think of you 24/7 and thank you for your patience and understanding. You give my life purpose and have provided me the beautiful family we are here celebrating today. Thank you. You deserve this recognition even more than I do. I love you. And to those who work hard and allow me to provide year after year, I want to thank my associates at Perry Ellis International. Our corporate culture is extremely family-oriented. We pride ourselves on our company's distinct family values and feel that it is one of our reasons for our success. I would also like to recognize and thank all of my guests, my extended families, business and retail partners who have supported me in every endeavoring along the way. I am most grateful for your continued friendship and trust. I am extremely fortunate to have a strong support system both at home and at my second home, the office, which brings me back to the importance of balancing work and life. I have learned that throughout the years raising my daughters and now seeing them raise their own daughters, that no matter how busy your schedule, how full your agenda, you must always make time for those who matter the most, your family. They will be there for you thick and thin, loving you unconditionally and giving you the support and energy to keep you focused. I hope that all of you take one thing from this today. It is, enjoy your family while you can. Be a role model like my father was for me. Make an impact and make it last for more than just a lifetime. Time flies by. First, they're taking baby steps, and before you know it, you're walking your daughter down the aisle. Take time to appreciate little things, because it is the little things that matter the most. This award truly means a lot to me and to my family. Thank you again. Much love and success to all, and to the fathers everywhere, happy Father's Day. Thank you very much.
Just wondering, Oscar said all those great things about his wife, and I noticed that he said that you have known each other for 34 years, but only been married for 30. So what took her 4 years to see how brilliant you were? Maybe I shouldn't go there, but I just oh boy. Okay, we're gonna move right along. That joke went over like your joke about the Miami Heat and that whole thing. God. All right. No, we didn't get too many claps on that one. All right, next we have Reynold Levy, who has been the president of the Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts since March 1st of 2002. Under Ren's leadership at the Lincoln Center, he has continued a distinguished career of public service. He's been president of the International Rescue Committee, the senior officer of AT&T in charge of government relations, president of the AT&T Foundation, executive director of the 92nd Street Y, and staff director of the task force on the New York City fiscal crisis. During his tenure, Lincoln Center has undergone unprecedented change, expanding its artistic facilities, its public spaces, and its physical infrastructure, all the time maintaining its award-winning programs. Throughout all of this, Ren has been a loving and devoted father. He's got 2 children, a wife and a son, and he's joined here today by his niece, Sabrina. Please join me, everyone, in congratulating Ren Levy as a 2012 Father of the Year.
This is as close as I'm going to come to a Tony. Mark, thank you very, very much. It's really a pleasure to be on the same platform as Oscar and John, and most particularly a guy who's in very heavy demand. I hang around stars all the time in the performing arts, and the time that Shaq has given us today is really very special. Please, a warm round of applause for him. I'm joined at lunch by my wife Elizabeth and my daughter Emily and my niece Sabrina, and I'm really happy they're here today. For me, this day is a means, not an ends. Honoring fathers is a wonderful thing to do and extraordinarily important, but the end product is support for kids. And with all the travails that we have been through as a country, to have 1/4 of the children in this country in poverty is not the kind of country that Sergeant Shriver dreamed of helping to build. We can all make a difference in that. And so when Father's Day comes and your kids call or you're around a table with them, tell them something about what they can do to be helpful to a kid in need in the United States or around the world. This room can make a significant difference, not only in what you've done today, for which I thank you, but for what you can do with the rest of your lives to help others. We're very privileged, all of us. Let's end each year by a contribution not only to our children, but a contribution to children who may be even more in need. Now, at Lincoln Center, I raise a lot of money. That's what I do. And here's the guarantee we offer. To significant donors, we offer a better night's sleep, a longer life, and an unobstructed pathway to heaven. And for those of you who don't know it, heaven only has aisle seats. Perfect sight lines. So with those 3 benefits to giving, how can you restrain yourselves from giving to a cause you really care about, like Save the Children, or encourage friends and colleagues to do so? So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank the committee. As the president of the International Rescue Committee, I very much admired Save the Children and its work abroad, and to see its work expand in the United States is really terrific. So Mark, I want to thank you for your good work on behalf of a terrific organization, and thank everyone else for being here today.
Thank you very much for those beautiful words, and thank you. We had a conversation at lunch. He told a great story about an afternoon he spent with my father when he was in college, so thank you very much for the kind story and the wonderful words. Our next honoree is John Thane. When I looked at the words that were written out for me to say about John, the list of jobs is truly impressive, and I have to say, very intimidating and overwhelming. So let me just quickly summarize it. He was president and CEO of Goldman Sachs, and at Goldman he was the chief financial officer beforehand and head of operations, technology, and finance, as well as co-CEO of European operations. He left Goldman to become CEO of the New York Stock Exchange. If that's not enough, he became chairman and CEO of Merrill Lynch, where he worked until he became chairman and CEO of Citigroup, where he is today. That's a pretty incredible business resume, right? But his academic and civic record is just as impressive. He received a BS degree from Massachusetts Institute of Technology and an MBA from Harvard University in 1979. Do you have a preference between Harvard and MIT, or are they both okay? They're both okay. Very good. He's a member of the MIT Corporation Board, the Dean's Advisory Council at MIT Sloan School of Management. He's on the U.S. National Advisory Board of INSEAD, and he serves on the board of managers of the New York Botanical Garden, and is a member of the board of directors of the French American Foundation. You speak French too? No. Thank God he does something that he does not do something. But most of all, John Thane is the proud father of 2 sons and 2 daughters with his wife, Carmen. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 Father of the Year, John Thane.
So, Mark, thank you very much. I have to tell you, though, you did pronounce my name right, but Vikram Pandit will be very unhappy that I'm the CEO of Citigroup, because I'm actually the CEO of CIT, which is similar but not quite the same.
I did that as a joke to see if he was paying attention. But I thought it was a misspelling. It said CIT. I'm like, this has got to be city. So, and I woke up this morning at 5 to get up here from. How are we doing?
You're doing fine.
This will look good at all of those like young Republican things that I'm sure you're a member of. So take another picture of it. I'm so sorry.
I promise I won't be mad. So first of all, congratulations to my fellow honorees. This is a great award. I have had a great business career. I've received many awards in business. But this award is the most important to me because it's about the most important thing. It's about family. And I'm very proud of my family. I'm very proud of my 4 children. I have to say, though, that my children, when they heard I was getting this award, said, "How can that be? No one asked us." So the truth is, it's not really about me, it's about them. I have 4 healthy, motivated, happy, successful children. That's all that anyone could ask for. I appreciate being honored here, but I have to say that I only get less than 50% of the credit because my wife, Carmen, who's also here, certainly had more to do with the success of my children than I did, and also allowed me to be able to have the time to have a successful business career. I can't imagine how difficult it would be to raise 4 children and be a mom-dad. So, Chris, you are amazing. It's hard enough to raise 4 children with 2 of you. But I absolutely believe that families, making time for your family, making time for your personal life, balancing your professional life and your personal life is very, very important. And Oscar said this as well. There's no one who, as they reach the end of their life, says, "I wish I'd spent more time at the office." So it is very important to spend time with your children. It's very important to spend time with your family. And this is a great award. Thank you very much.
Okay. That was embarrassing. This is the last person I'm ever going to introduce at this podium. Oh, man. There were so many misspellings in the script that I got that I just thought they forgot the I, but I guess I'm just digging a hole here. Thank you. So the next guy was drafted number 1 by the Orlando Magic, and it gives me great honor to introduce Dwight Howard. Oh, my God. So Mr. Howard is now working at TNT as a commentator. Shaquille O'Neal actually does not need an introduction. He is a 4-time NBA championship winner, 3 times final MVP. He was drafted number 1 by the Orlando Magic a number of years ago. He has made the NBA All-Star team 15 times. His personality is larger than life. He's been in television. He's been in movies. He's got more nicknames, I think, than anybody. And my son, who is a diehard Celtics fan, I know that's going to get some boos in here, has got this ginormous thing of Shaquille on the wall over there. So I look at him every night before I go to bed. They call it a fat head, right? Yeah, the fat head. And he's a big fat head. That didn't come out correctly either. All right, so look, the two things that are consistent with Shaquille's entire career is his commitment to philanthropy and education. He did leave LSU a year early, but has gone back as a promise he made to his mother and completed his bachelor's degree. He then has gone on to earn his MBA and a PhD in organizational learning and leadership with a specialization in human resource development. And I think the thing, again, that makes him most unique is not his countless nicknames from the Big Shakitis to the Big Aristotle to Dr. Shaq to the Big Shamrock, but the fact that he is the proud father of 6 children. Ladies and gentlemen, 2012 Father of the Year, Shaquille O'Neal. That gets like the top of my head.
Shalom, Barak Hashem. Before I give my long, tedious 15-second speech, I would like all the fathers to stand up. All the fathers in the house, stand up. All the fathers, stand up. Give yourself a round of applause. I've received a lot of great awards. I won an Oscar for Kazam. I got a couple NBA rings, just received my doctorate, but nothing beats the title of Father of the Year. This is the most prestigious award. So, I'd like to thank the committee. I'd like to thank Anthony Shiver. Mark. Anthony's his brother. There are parties allowed in Miami. That's a different Shiver. I also like to thank the other honorees. Like to thank everyone for coming. As parents, I think we just need to continue to work on innovative ways to raise our children the best we can. Tell you a quick funny story of a couple years ago. I decided to coach my son in basketball because that's what my father did me, and we were 15-0. I used to call myself the Black Pat Riley and the Black Phil Jackson. But we get to the championship game, and we're down 8 with like 2 minutes to go, and I don't know what to say to the kids, so now I have to start thinking innovative. So I give the only speech I knew I could give. I said, kids, if we win this game, I'll take you to Hooters. And we won by 6. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. Continue to support Save the Children. I hope no parent got mad at the Hooters thing. We sat in the back if that's if that's upset you. You know what? I'd like to give a couple of quotes that I stole off the internet. Abe Lincoln, our 16th and tallest president, once said, "No man stands taller than when he stops to help a child." So, thanks for coming today. And helping kids is always in style. So, again, thank you for coming out. Love you very much and appreciate it. All the fathers love you guys.
Wow. Fantastic speeches. Thank you, gentlemen. It's an honor to have you all here with us today. I'd like to quickly thank our fantastic MC. Are we going to get applause? Okay. All right, we're all right. I got it. Again, not only to give us great insight on Save the Children, but really a fantastic job today. A small gift from the council, Mark. This is to help you sign some more books for us.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. Okay. All right, so we had a fishbowl at the check-in, and there's 700 people in the room. There's about 20 business cards in here. So we're a little short, but we wanted to ask Mr. Shaquille O'Neal to choose a card, and he's going to sign a basketball for the lucky winner. Hold on. Look at these guys. It says Anthony. All right, please. Can you get your hand in? Need a bigger bowl.
Century 21, Jennifer Bueno. You have 5 seconds to yell, Jennifer.
It's here. Yeah.
Okay, there you are.
Thanks. Thank you, Shaq. Okay. We'll get you on the way back. Catch you at the end here. Thanks. Okay. So I'd like to thank once again all of our sponsors for their help and support, and these amazing fathers. To our 2012 Father of the Year honorees, I'd like to extend one final congratulations to you all. We're honored to have you join us here today. I just wanted to mention one last thing. The books on the table, please take them. They're a gift from the council to you all. And again, thank you all for coming. Have a great weekend, and happy Father's Day.